You're listening to the RSL Random Fan Podcast, the podcast for Real Salt Lake fans of every age and level of soccer knowledge and experience, even for those who have never played the game. Your hosts are lead instigator and Real Salt Lake fan from the beginning, Brandt Goebel, Major League Soccer OG and national team lover Tyler Thomas, and the kid who keeps them all in line and the only one with any fashion sense whatsoever, Brennan Goebel. On the podcast, they share their random thoughts after every Real Salt Lake match, win or lose. Besides team and game commentary, they work to bring you the highest quality Real Salt Lake and soccer community content. Content that includes interviews with Real Salt Lake insiders, current and former players, and random fans just like you. They also talk soccer from around the world, from the U.S. men's national team to little clubs like Manchester United, Arsenal, and my personal favorite, Tottenham, and the behemoth that is Crawley Town FC. Enjoy this episode of the RSL Random Fan Podcast.
Good to go.
Are you ready?
Ready.
All right. Another episode. RSL Random Fan Podcast.
Yeah.
We had to take some time.
It took some time to digest the loss.
Yeah.
It was painful.
But I'm a host, Brandt Goebel, joined by other A-hosts, which I think is kind of funny. You're an A-host, right?
That's so harsh, bro. I would never refer to myself that way, not in any sense ever.
You're not a host?
A host, a host. I think it's a little different. But yes, I am Tyler Thomas. Welcome. Thank you for listening.
And I'm Brennan. Let's get into this.
Let's go.
So we played Colorado and...
Oh, man.
Don't sum it up yet.
Yeah, don't sum it up. I mean, they've probably had a whole week to
digest.
We probably don't even need to break it down.
It was so bad that Tyler had to run away and go on a cruise.
Yeah, well, I couldn't watch it on the cruise. That's what... I don't have an Apple machine. I know that sounds weird, but you know what I mean.
It
like,
does.
I don't have an Apple phone. I don't have an iPad. I don't have an iWatch. I don't have an iBackpack or an iDrive or an iZip or a...
You'll never be cool.
I did have the one that you like could clip to yourself and it would just shuffle.
The
Yeah.
shuffle.
A
Yeah.
Discman? Oh.
No, just the shuffle. I like that thing. You could just clip it on you as this tiny little thing, run a little cord into your ears, go running forever. It was fun. Yeah, but
I had the cassette Walkman.
Ooh,
Yeah, and the orange little headphones.
those were hard to run in.
Who ran?
He wasn't running.
I was a runner.
Oh, you were?
A long time ago. Anyway,
So
I didn't run away after the
speaking
game.
of running, it was hard to watch. It was hard to watch. Even
let's
when
start
I
with the
rewatched
lineup.
it.
Let's start with the lineup. We had, first off, super surprise. I was really surprised with this. Beavers in goal. Backline, Hidalgo, Silva, Vera, and Brody. Anelli and Caliscan in the middle. In the midfield, Gomez, Crooks, and Luna. And up top, Chicho Arango.
So 3 surprises right off the bat. Which one was the most surprising to you?
Beavers mainly, but I'm a little Caliscan, man. What is Palacio hurt?
See, that's the first thing I said. Caliscan over Palacio?
I don't understand it.
Did he piss Pablo off? Did he not go all out on that?
He might have
45th
peed on his
wind
energy
sprint?
stones or something.
Yeah,
I don't know. But
something's
You
going
have
on
to
there.
have the right incense.
Right, he's got to get his crystals aligned to get back in his good graces. Or
Hello,
something.
universe. How do we fix
well,
this?
also, I mean, where was he in this game?
Caliscan?
Yeah.
So I rewatched it after I watched it, and so I have a good feeling about where he ended up and what his skill level is currently.
Yeah.
But at no point do I think he's better than Palacio.
Not a chance.
Right. So the only reason he's playing is because Palacio is in the doghouse for something.
That's so crazy to me.
Right?
That's so rough, especially with Ruiz out. Like, why are we not?
Yeah, and we got the news this week that Ruiz, ACL, another year, and it happened in the snow. Remember when we were talking about the snow?
No, it
here?
happened in practice.
After the snow.
After the snow?
in the
practice.
practice.
Oh, okay. I was like, remember when we were talking about that? We're like, dude, why did they sub in Ruiz? He's coming back from an injury, and they throw him into the snow game? What is happening? Anyway.
That could have been the first part.
Good. I was a little worried that that's how it happened, and whew, I'm actually grateful to know that that's not how it happens.
Well, this game was a little tough because our coach loves to play players that don't get minutes. Beavers going in, Kaliskan going in, Crooks going in. I mean, that guy's not that impressive.
and Glad
I'm just
not
kidding,
going
just
in.
kidding. And Glad, yeah. So it's one of those games where we did not feel that
So
Colorado was going to be a
Glad
threat.
was a little injured.
Right.
He picked up a knock during the week.
Oh, it's hamstring or something like that.
Yeah, and also he just had a baby, so
Oh, well, yeah, that's understandable. But
he didn't have one, but
I
somebody
mean-
he's close to did.
Beavers is a very good indicator of if we're going to take this game seriously or not. And I think we got a little cocky, and I am not super impressed with Beavers. Any of his games last year, was he here the year
No,
before that?
I think he did okay in this game. He did fine.
The second goal, he should have had that.
You think?
Absolutely. He did not have any block on line of sight. He lined up too far right, or just, I don't know.
Yeah, to his right.
To his right, yeah. And it realistically, when I watched it again on the way over here, I was on Beaver's side, but then I watched it again and I was like, "There's no way!" Like he should have gotten that ball.
Yeah, and I rewatched it from like 45 different angles, and I think he handballed it. I think it hit him in the arm. He kind of stuck his wing out just a touch to bring that ball down, but there's no camera angle. Every camera angle is blocked by something. Mm-hmm. So I think
is
it's
crazy.
a conspiracy that
But back to
Cole
the
Bassett could actually trap that.
Back to the lineup. I was surprised with Beavers because of the change in front of him.
Yeah, because
You've
Glad
got-
was out.
Silva and Vera haven't played together this season
No.
in a game. Kaliskan is in for Ojeda, who had 2 really dumb yellow cards.
Yeah, so Ojeda wasn't playing in this game because he was red carded from the snow game.
Yeah, and so having that kind of change in front, even though it's 2 players, but they haven't all played together, I would have stuck with McMath.
Agreed. I agree with that.
And yet the answers they gave about why they played, did you hear those?
Mm-mm.
It kind of made it sound like we're going to start becoming a selling club, so we have to play our kids. But veiled in well, we give people games here and there. Okay.
Every time Beavers plays, we lose.
Right. And I don't think it's his fault necessarily.
No.
But if he's not ever getting good results,
How are we going to make money off of
right?
it?
It's just like when we were talking about Luna, when he
Oh,
first
yeah.
started coming in. He wasn't getting goals. He wasn't getting assists. He was dribbling past people, which is super cool. And it'll put butts in seats, but it won't get you results.
Well, he gets 10 to 15 minutes every other game. I mean, that's not going to give you any sort of feel or get into the swing of things.
Right. And so with keepers, you kind of have to give them a game.
Or 2,
Yeah.
honestly. And not be so sporadic. I mean, if they have a plan going forward, like, hey, these are your set games or something like that, mentally that's going to help out a goalkeeper.
Sure.
But I don't think they actually have that. I think Minestrone is just so by the seat of his pants sometimes that
That's a good question.
throws people out of the loop. you
Yeah.
know?
That's a good question to ask when Beavers gets another game. It's like, is it planned? When does Beavers know he's going to play in the game?
Does he know?
When does Zach know he's going to sit down?
Right.
Is it the week of the game, or do you say, hey, you know what, we're going to give you this game, let's get you ready for that? Putting him into a big game, I mean, hasn't been
Colorado's
big
not a big
rival
game. Yeah.
for a long time, but I do think that there's better games you could have put him in. Didn't they put him in against St. Louis last year?
Yeah, they've only beat us here one other time. Colorado. And so it's like...
I think that maybe they're just trying to make the list of names a little bit more even, because looking at it, it was like, why do we have a trophy? There was 14-5 or something like that.
Yeah, it's
A
getting
stupid
better.
amount. I'm like, okay, this is not really a rivalry. This
Yeah.
is just us bragging for no reason.
And yet there were some things that Colorado did that were pretty good. But we started off really well. And Kaliskan, I think, brought a patience on the ball. He's very comfortable with the ball at his feet. And he's a pretty good passer, but I think he's a better mover. So he'll pass the ball, and then he'll find a really good angle for the ball to come right back to him. And I think he did that really well in the first few minutes of the game. They kind of started getting some triangles going, some squares, whatever. He was in good position to receive the ball back as soon as he played it. And yet, he had 3 or 4 giveaways. So when he was playing the ball forward, in the first 10 minutes of the game, he had 4 giveaways. Maybe it was 15 minutes, but he had 4 giveaways right off the bat. And I was like, ugh. Is the kid settling into the game? Is the game coming after him? Like, what's happening to this kid right now? You know, I'm playing with the big boys now. You know, I had my messy game. We put that out of the way. Like, can I step in and contribute? And I think the idea was he was supposed to combine better with Crooks. And it never really worked out that way. Most of his stuff was down the side with Bodie, who I think Hidalgo is growing into that spot. He's kind of making that his spot on the right.
Timeout.
You don't have to call timeout. It's your podcast, man.
Okay, Bodie Hidalgo has finally been exposed for the level of a player that he is, realistically.
Well, he shut down Jordy Mihailovic, one of the worst overhyped players in the league.
Bodie Hidalgo has played his role very well.
Yeah.
But he is not our go-to guy for that position.
You don't think he's a good right back?
I cannot see that. In a true, any sort of like 4-4-2, 4-2-3-1, anything that requires that fullback to actually go forward, have IQ, not IQ, but have the sense of when to pass, when to shoot, where to look, how to play off of the middle. I don't see him being dynamic.
In the box. You're talking about going forward, like the multiple times he got into the box and didn't know what to do.
Well, so I think Brody had the exact same issue. So yeah. Hidalgo and Brody have the same issue. Their vision on the ball is not good. And you saw it in this game. He had a wide open, such a good look to Crooks, and he held onto the ball for some reason. It was perfectly in his stride to just dish it off.
There was a couple of those.
Yeah, Crooks could have easily passed it. It doesn't. Yeah, you should Crooks knows exactly what he's supposed to do, and that's coming from a whole different league, which we need to learn from.
Yeah, we need to step up to that level.
But Bodie is getting exposed for the lack of experience and capability at the moment. I don't mean
going
he's a bad
forward.
player.
Going forward, right?
Going forward,
okay.
I think, and even slightly defensively. If we actually go against a good team with a solid left back or anybody on the wing like that is a little bit more physical, I don't have faith in our sides. If we're doing Brody and Hidalgo, I do not have faith at all.
Yeah, I think Hidalgo stepped it up defensively. And I think he combines well with the guys on the right side, which I like. But I think going forward, you're right. He got into the box with the ball and almost didn't know what to do with it.
Yeah, it was shocking. It was absolutely shocking. I'm like, you all these players that are coming from like a college career, anybody that's played a right back or left back, they are very happy to get into the box. Like that's like an all-time favorite. It's like, let me get corner into this box. I'll send it in, or I could fake it. I'm going to take a shot. Maybe I'll get a girl's number after the game, something.
Yeah, but he's not getting that shot off.
No, he's not, and he doesn't have the finesse to do it. He doesn't have the movement to do it.
One thing that's in his favor is he's only, 21, 22?
Yeah, he's still
very
young.
But that's what I'm saying. Now, I just don't see him being that player.
So yeah, that part of his game is still missing. But I think the defensive side,
he's 22,
which Pablo loves,
yes.
And he's 6 feet tall, right? So he's a tall guy. He's big. So Brandt likes him.
Oh yeah, bigger the better.
Whatever can carry me through the door.
So, I do think that Bodie is young. I think he is. I don't know. Is he an upgrade? I think Bodie and Brody. I think I agree with Brennan. They're both about the same. Mm-hmm. Different parts of their career. They're good at different things, but they're about at the same level. Maybe with Bodie, you have a higher upside than Brody.
Just because he's young and he has the ability to gain more, but
let's talk about the first 40 minutes or so. It looked like RSL was in charge of this game. They were playing well. They were peppering, kind of putting some pressure on Stefan. They didn't pressure him enough, although Colorado did get the first attack on goal. They sliced through and ended up Navajo however
Yeah,
you
they
say
kept
it.
saying his name weird. It looks like
It looks-
Navarro.
Navarro, but
But they kept saying Navajo.
Navajo is that like Portuguese or something?
I don't know. Maybe he is from there.
But that's how they were pronouncing it, and I think it was him that forced Beavers, who did make a nice save, down to his left and kissed the ball off the post.
Yeah, that was going in for sure. And
That was a good
a
save.
great save. Yeah.
Bodie had a couple of good saves, or Beavers had a couple of good saves. We'll give him that. But I think the game really, the biggest part, the thing that really turned the game in Colorado's favor was when Jasper subbed in. 11th minute, Jasper subs in, and then the game just got away from us.
Well, it looked like that dude broke his arm on the second play of the game or whatever.
When
Anelli went up for the header and he kind of crunched into Anelli and then fell and stuck his arm out weird. He landed weird. I watched it in replay like 7 times, hoping to see his arm break.
his bone
but
coming out.
I didn't see any
That was a
arm
joke,
breaks.
right?
What?
The whole Lawfulson thing? That was a joke.
Oh, no,
right?
totally serious. Yeah, of course it's a joke.
Okay, because that didn't hit.
Okay.
I was going to say, I was like, that didn't hit at all.
Our boy Lawfulson, we still love that guy, but he's playing in blue.
Jasper
now.
had a good game. I thought he played well.
He had a shot on goal.
He did. Although our first goal did come off a Jasper turnover.
Yay,
That's true.
which we knew would happen.
So in the 22nd minute, I thought RSL was pressuring. The ball kind of bounced around. And was it Anelli that picked it off
Yeah.
of Jasper? And then they kind of went to
There was some
Chicho,
pressuring. And
Chicho,
stuff.
who found Gomez. We haven't talked enough about Gomez. Gomez has been on another level this year.
No.
At least on offense, attacking, and being dangerous. Finishing, finding his teammates, still a little bit of work to do.
Yeah.
Although it was a beautiful assist.
Yeah.
That was not an assist.
It was a assist.
It was an
Oh
assist.
my gosh.
It was an assist.
Assist.
Yeah, dude. You watch,
It's a shot gone wrong.
You
turns
watch his
into an
angle
assist.
of his foot.
Oh, no.
There's
Assist.
It's an
no
assist
way.
all the way.
There
Come
was
on,
no way
there's
it was an
such thing
assist.
as a assist. Come on,
Oh, man.
you change halfway through. I was shooting it. Oh, I meant.
And it might have been the only time during the game where somebody from RSL was crashing the far post.
And that's the other point that I wanted to bring up is every time we got down the field, there was no one to cross it to. It was like, do it on your own or it's not going to get done. And that needs to be fixed.
Crazy.
That is the biggest problem we had in this whole game is we would kick it to our guy and we would say, okay, do something cool. And we have guys on this team that can do something cool. Almost our starting top guys, all of them, all 3 of the midfield and Chicho, they can all dribble past people, right? Vera was doing it for a while there, but it's once we get past there, it's almost like we don't trust each other to get into the box. Like we don't trust that player is going to make a good decision once they get by that player. And then Colorado just swarmed us. They'd get 2-3 guys on the ball, and Luna would dribble into the corner and kick it off of one of them, and like we didn't get anywhere.
Well,
Yeah.
that's what. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. I was just going to say it felt like they regressed this game. They played better in the snow with their passing game than they did against Colorado. They played better against LAFC than they did Colorado in combining and creating together.
And that's what you and I and you, even all 3 of us, love to see is that short combination and then spread it back out in a little inside, outside, and then, get back wide and then get back in. But you got to, and Mo Adu even said this in the broadcast. He's like, Gomez has to learn.
Your friend Mo?
Yeah, my
Oh,
buddy
yeah,
Mo.
right.
Yeah.
was
We
pretty
hung
cool.
out there. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah,
Was he on the cruise with you?
no, he was announcing the game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You got to leave your keys in that jar before you get on the cruise.
Wait, what? I don't know what you guys are talking about. Anyway, so he said that Gomez needs to vary his service a little bit, and it's true. He can't just always streak down the right and then cut it left.
Everything
or-
is like not everything
everything's
is in
just
his
a
tempo.
cut back. Yeah.
Well, that assist was beautiful. I mean, he found Anelli.
Not even looking for
Yep.
him, he found him.
Accidentally.
Well, no, I think it's so funny that like we were a 4-4-2, like religious 4-4-2 all
Yeah.
last year. Before that, we were like a 3-5-2 and didn't know it. And this year we're committing to a 4-2-3-1, which is a top-heavy, very aggressive leading style of play. And all of a sudden, when we get into their 18, we're like crickets. There's nobody up there, but yet we're committing to half of our team to play the upper half. It doesn't make any sense. Like, I thought since we had such a radical change in coaching that we would also see a more aggressive change as far as our tactics and our ability to move forward. And the only thing we've seen that's changed is we don't send balls into the box as much. But it's like, where is that, like you were saying, the backdoor run? Where is the movement through the top of the box, through the middle? Where's eliminating any of our players being isolated on the ball? We're still seeing a massive amount of isolation with the ball. Luna's getting like freaking stranded on Survivor Island and nobody's voting him back.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
That's what I'm talking about. He gets out on that island because they expect him to beat the first defender, but the second defender, the third defender, and the fourth defender are all closer to the ball than Luna. So now he's got to chip somebody or knock a ball all the way across the field just for us to maintain possession. And that's why Colorado beat us right there.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll get into other reasons why, like stupid ref and stuff.
No. Scabby the ref.
Not
But-
stupid ref, just inexperienced.
Scab ref.
Scabby the ref.
He had no business reffing that game. Let's start with that.
So, but talking about Colorado and Luna, I don't think Colorado did anything other than get behind us.
See, and
Stay in front of us. They kept
Yeah.
us in front of them. They didn't do anything that was complicated, right? They just put pressure on us, and RSL could not figure it out. It felt like this was a game maybe they just weren't prepared, which seems is starting to be a theme.
Yeah.
Well, it's almost like they didn't know who the other team was. You know, like when we had Colorado in the past, they would play Maxo, the big, tall, thick guy, number 5, in the back, and they used to play Alalas Abubakar, and we knew how to beat that guy. He
That
was
dude
always
had gym
aggressive.
shorts on. That guy had the longest shorts
Yeah,
ever of
that's
any
him.
soccer player.
And the crazy hair. Yeah,
He was
And-
there, though.
and we knew how to beat that guy.
No, they traded him.
No, he's there.
No, he's on the
Really?
bench.
He's
Oh,
on the
wow.
bench.
Yeah.
He got traded.
But Bombito came in, and he played the other center back, and he was faster than everybody on our team.
Wow. I had to agree with that. I saw him. I was like, holy cow, where'd that guy come from?
Well,
He is-
we didn't know where he came from either.
He was quick.
Well, and he kept closing us down because we didn't know how to get around him. Like, I don't know if you noticed that, but that guy owned us.
Who is this?
Bombito, number 64 in the back. So fast, big, strong.
Lightning fast.
Almost didn't put a foot wrong the whole game.
Dang.
Even on the goal, that wasn't really his fault. The ball got played across and then zoomed right past him. So nothing he could do on that. It was Maxo who should have cleared it, but
And
you know,
one of the
I
things,
know he
too,
snuck in back door.
that I've been focusing on or kind of trying to figure out about RSL, it's kind of frustrating. We're at the exact same point we've been every single season the last 3 or 4 seasons. And now we have the excuse of we've got new coaches, we're putting a new system in, so now we're starting over, which is fine. I would rather see us play this style of
Are
ball.
we starting over though? Is that the narrative we're perpetuating? I mean,
that's the way it seems to be because we're still making the same mistakes. And like this game, I don't know the whole season, where has Luna been? And I don't think it's anything on Luna.
No.
I just think that either him and Crooks in that midfield hasn't gelled yet. Gomez has kind of been dominating. He's been playing much better, getting forward and being dangerous, but he's not finding how many times did the ball go all the way across the box, both teams, and no one's there. No one's there.
that
The other
happened.
end.
That happened multiple times. Gomez beat his guy and played the ball across.
And no one's there.
No one's there.
Yeah,
So-
Luna's in a position where he needs someone in front of him and someone in behind him and someone to the side. Like that's standard soccer, right?
And I think that they haven't gelled and how they're supposed to be playing close. And by the end of the game, I mean, we were just lobbing balls in there from as far away as possible. So I'm really been kind of disappointed that hasn't gelled just yet, but it's only 4 games in. New system, trying to stay positive. But I also think that teams are more aware of who Luna is. And so he's always got 2 people on him. And when he gets the ball, we still have the same problem a lot of the time where there isn't an RSL player close enough to do a, passing game,
Well,
combine,
and that could also show
give
that
and go.
we don't
all
have
of those.
that star left back. that is there to assist
Not yet.
Luna. You know?
Well, we got a glimpse of him, right?
How do we feel about him?
Well, I think it's too little to tell because he was having to play aggressive, whether he was supposed to be or not. I don't know, but obviously we were losing when he subbed in at left back, so hard to tell from the little time he got. But it was interesting though because in this setup with this group, Vera was taking the corners. So I think in the 17th minute when he took that first corner, is that when the first one was, or was there one earlier? Anyway, he whipped that ball in, and that corner, I think everybody was like, "Oh," I think somebody got their head on it. Maybe it was
There was
Silva
one where Chicho,
but
it was kind of there was a player on him and he just got over the player and just kind of
he didn't
harmlessly
quite-
to the keeper to Stefan.
didn't get his whole head on it, just kind of But man, like if that
could
guy
have been
can
the second
drive
half,
a
too.
ball, right?
He's got a foot.
Yeah. So I think we did enough to win. We just didn't finish. We had enough chances, but Colorado is smart, and they made the chances come from guys that were inexperienced. Like I think they let Bodie carry the ball in the box 5 or 6 times. Just kind of backed off of him and let him almost, but took away all the good angles. So he couldn't do anything with it, which
And-
is frustrating to watch.
I was a little disappointed in Hidalgo in the first half. He got the first yellow in the 40th minute from pretty weak tackle. Maybe it was an accumulation.
I don't know.
But,
He
I don't
was
know
ahead
that-
of the ball.
I don't know that it was a yellow card
I
deserved.
definitely don't think it was.
But we were lucky to not go down to 10 players with Hidalgo.
After that play, are you talking about, or is it another play?
At
Because
the
in
end
the
of the
40th
half-
minute, he, I mean, that was pretty soft for a yellow.
I agree.
He's
I
just
agree.
saying accumulated.
Could have been
Okay, could have been accumulation.
accumulation, but right at halftime, we'll talk about the goal in a sec. But right at halftime, he kind of got fouled by Mihailovic. Then Mihailovic kind of left his knee in him a little bit.
No, he kicked him before he called the foul.
And
So
then
he
he-
kicked him, knocked him over, and then kicked him again on the ball. And so
And Bodie jumps up and pushes him.
yeah.
And I think on another day, that's a second yellow. And
Yeah,
We'll leave that to instant replay. Well, yeah.
and I think that's interesting though, because some refs will call that a yellow, automatic yellow if you get up and push somebody. Some refs
retaliation.
yeah, they'll be like, hey, you know what? Let me call the game. You don't, and then the other guy gets the yellow for kicking you after the play. But this ref kept pulling the players together after and being like, be nice to each other. And the players are like,
I don't think the players in Major League Soccer respect any of these refs that are reffing the games right now. And
Well-
it's going to be an issue.
no refs do that in MLS. No refs like call 2 players over, except for on rare occasions, and talk to both of them at the same time. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Let's play.
Ref talking doesn't mean anything.
No,
Ref
it's
pulling out a
dumb.
card means something. So that's what I'm saying. Refs don't talk. Refs just show.
Yeah.
They show like, hey, that's a penalty. That's a foul.
They
That's,
do this thing. No more, right? And they do the hand separating. I will separate you two.
And also,
Don't make me come over there.
I don't understand this. Refs have the ability to earn that respect. They
Right.
continually let them talk to him in a certain way, right? There's rules in place where if it gets to a point where a player is being demonstrative or like, crossing the line to a ref, they can whip out a card. The
That's what
refs
it's
are
there
just
for.
too worried
Dissent.
about.
Boom.
Yeah, they're too
Yeah.
worried about that. But realistically, if you want to start getting respect, you're going to have to earn it, in a sense, because of how things have transpired.
Yeah,
But no, go ahead.
But I think Scabby, the ref here, didn't have control of the game. Didn't have the respect.
I wasn't expecting a good game from the refs because they're not comfortable being in an MLS.
Right.
But
Of course not.
And I think over the weekend we saw that the games are getting worse.
oh my gosh,
Worse.
They're
and worse.
worsely officiated.
dude, Andrew Weeby's having a field day, man.
And I love the refs, and I really don't want to harp on these guys. But I'm kind of pissed that they're even there. If it was me,
Right.
it's like you're ruining your whole profession. these guys should not to say, hey, you know what? We're not stepping in there because if we want to be Major League Soccer refs at some point or advance, they shouldn't be doing this because the guys that are on strike that have been locked out, those are the ones that are trying to make this an actual profession and increase our ability to have professional and better refs. But so I don't want to go too far down the road there, but
Do it.
Don't digress.
Go down the road. Digress.
let's get to the PK.
All right.
It's a PK.
Well, let's talk about the PK.
So tell me, is this natural? Is this natural? Am I
What-
making myself bigger?
Okay, I'm
even
going to
though-
push you 3 different times.
Well, no.
Three times I'm
so-
going to push you. And you
Okay.
keep your arms down no matter what.
I understand.
Every time.
You push me, okay? You just push me, all right? And then I look up at the ball, and then I try to head the ball. Why does your push have anything to do with my handball when you've pushed me in the past?
The only argument I think you could make is that Anelli was fouled a couple of times, pushed a couple of times,
That's
pretty
the
weak.
argument you make.
But on the actual penalty kick, that's a PK, that's a handball every day, and I would want that called for us.
I wouldn't. No, I'm serious. I don't like when there's no threat to goal and you call a penalty kick. There's no threat to goal. That ball's bouncing up in the air. The guys are jostling for position and it hits a guy in the arm. Stupid.
But also-
play on.
What a funky way to
Play the
address
freak on.
that ball, though, by Nelly. That's like a funky way to just like...
Agreed. Agreed.
It's so abnormal that's why I would say, yeah, let's call that a handball. Because it is like abnormal that he's trying to head and lift his arm up.
And you're never going to get VAR to overturn that.
Not just,
Right?
Yeah.
But the ref could have easily just said, play on. And it wouldn't have gone to review either.
Oh, I think that's a penalty kick all day long. I think that's a
Really?
I do. I have to agree with Brennan. I watched it a
Because
couple
his
of
wing
times.
was out.
Yeah, because what happens is he's trying to make a play on the ball. He puts his head down, and while he's doing it, he's bringing his arm up like this. Instead
like he doesn't want to let it drop.
instead of getting into the ball with his head,
Maybe.
being a little more aggressive, but he's just kind of like, there isn't any really pressure on him. He does get kind of pushed a little bit, but it's nothing that it happens all the time in the box. And I think he misses the ball, and his arm's coming up, and it's just like doink.
Well, it's just like that cross last week where I think it was Pedro Santos or somebody in MLS. I can't remember which team it was, but the ball skipped funny, and his arm was all the way out for no reason, and the ball hit his arm, and it skipped funny off the grass, but there was no one near him. No one. And I was like, that's a stupid penalty call. Like, I get it. You have to draw the line somewhere. But I think if there's no threat to score at all, they shouldn't be gifted a penalty. And I think that's one of the, like, the ref could have said, because the handball rules are so vague, he could have easily said play on, and I don't think that goes to VAR, and they can prove beyond all reasonable doubt that it's 100% a penalty.
Well, to your point, I think that the Colorado second goal, I wouldn't call it. That's not a handball. I think his arm is down. I don't think he chicken wings it like Anelli does. And
Well, you
I
can't
think-
really tell on all the 7 different replays. 'Cause
But
the
I
post is
think
in
they
the
got
way
him
every
right
time.
on both counts. But it's easy to complain. But I would want
Yeah, I don't
that.
like that rule. So even if that is the right call, fine.
And
I just don't like it.
It's an interesting.
No, I don't like it for us or
no.
against us.
Yeah.
I think if someone's like,
But
if someone's blocking the goal, then I get that. And their arms out a little bit, fine. That's a little more debatable. It's real. This one is a ball bouncing up and down in the box, and it punches his arm, and it wasn't going to anybody on their team. Nobody was there to tap it in. You know what I mean? Like,
I see
just
where
thought
you're
it was
coming
so
from.
harsh.
I think I see where you're coming from.
You know?
But if you open that door, there will be.
Yeah, I know.
You're just asking for chicken wings all day long.
Mm-hmm.
I am. I like chicken wings. I like them with honey, and I like them with barbecue
so
sauce.
one thing I thought was really cool was after they shoot that penalty kick, Homeboy does this like weird hand gesture.
Yeah, what was
where
that?
He, like does this or
No, I
something.
think he was doing it behind his ears. I watched that where he's kind of
like some sort of
taunting
taunting.
the fans, like I can't hear you because they're booing. He's like,
Yeah, and then Chicho is the only dude to pick up on it and say something to him.
I love it. I love
Well,
that Chicho did that.
I absolutely love it too, but there's 11 people on that field. Can we get more than one to actually have some respect for our house?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Pablo's talking about wanting to make this place, a fortress and all that stuff. Well, then nobody stood up
starts
besides
with that.
Yeah, nobody stood up besides Chicho. And even when Chicho went over there, nobody went over there with him.
Really?
Like, yeah, if you watch it, he's literally by himself talking to like 6 other.
Well, Jasper calmed him down.
Oh yeah, but like Kalaskan was there. Another I can't remember who else was there, but it was kind of like just like if somebody did that to your fans, like those are your fans, you should like protect your fans, right? Because this is your fortress. Like that's the first thing I would do. I'm not even that good of a soccer player, but if you insult somebody, like
you're out there hitting them with your racket.
Don't yell at my mom like that.
No, I hit a drop shot, and then when they lob the ball up, I hit them in the balls.
Yeah.
I did it twice in high school.
So this is a point I want to make. We're being a little facetious with Jasper being the turning point, but this PK was a turning point. And
1000%.
Yeah.
when you have a coach or a team, not just putting it all on Pablo, but he seems to be the guy they keep talking about. He's the guru of mentality and motivation. And these guys crumbled like a bad...
Where's your mental fortitude?
Yeah, where is this mentality they're trying to get? Because they crumbled like... I can't even think of it.
A cookie?
Like a cookie. A really crumbly cookie. They were softer than tissue paper. They just totally...
I don't think so.
They totally fell apart.
I don't think we totally fell apart, but I think we got away from some things that we were supposed to do well.
We
if
got
that's
away
what you
from our
mean.
focus, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
and I think Anelli played great the whole game. That was just the weirdest part of the game.
You're gonna get those. You're gonna get weird, stupid things, but it's kind of like you need to have the maturity and just to be like, okay, that was a one-off. Let's just.
But I think he was our best player the whole game too. So like he came back and he was strong the rest of the game.
Well, Hidalgo was wound up. He
was a little wound up.
He got that second yellow. I would have subbed him at halftime. He was on the yellow, and then he almost got the yellow. If I'm reffing that game and that first yellow wasn't soft, I can see where he doesn't pull out the second yellow.
Yeah.
But if I gave him a first yellow and it was a harsh yellow, he earned it, and then he pops up and does that, I'm giving him a second one.
Well, see, this is so debatable. You know, there's so much like pushing, shoving, like physical contact in the game. Even on corner kicks, like you watch guys, they're like tackling each other pretty much on corner kicks, and the ref, because the ball's not in play, can't call a foul, right?
What was it?
But when you just hop
as soon as it escalates to a yellow card, you need to call a yellow card.
When you hop up right in front of the bench, right in front of the fourth official, and you just push a guy.
Yeah, but you allow that.
The
That's
Chicago
allowed
Fire
in
game
most
just
games.
recently just got a red card for elbowing somebody.
Yeah, elbowing's different though. But if you're pushing someone straight on, it's not a soccer move. There's no But there were 5 or 6 pushes in this game where guys just two-handed shoved somebody.
And I think Colorado got under RSL's skin, and they did not react well.
Correct. And Vera didn't either.
We don't have that the street confidence. You know what I mean? Like there's like
Vera does sometimes.
Well, like if you look at Wayne Rooney, right? Wayne Rooney had 0 problems getting into a fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like because that's the environment he grew up in when he played soccer. It feels like we went to Roland Hall our whole life, and
Roland Hall.
Everybody was super nice to each other, and words were what solved conflicts, and don't ever. Yeah, it doesn't feel that we have that dog in us. You know what I mean? Like we got a chip on our shoulder.
And see, that's what I was looking for from Kalaskan in this game. Where was that dog mentality, that fight, that rough, go get him thing?
It's
like
Chicho
Anelli's
Rivera.
got it. Anelli's got it.
Yeah, Anelli's
He's
got
sticking in on every tackle. He's throwing his body in there. He was, and Chicho was too, right? Throwing in there, putting their bodies on the line. But it's only from 4 of us, 5 of us at the most. And then the other guys are like, oh, I don't want to do that. At least that's what it feels like.
Maybe I'm just.
And that unity you were talking about before, like if we can get the whole team to act like that at the same time, now we got swagger.
Well, we got a swagger, but then also there's the intimidation factor that goes with it. You know, when something happens like that, and then the entire team reacts. I mean, not in just like a positive way, but in a negative way too. But it makes it feels more daunting when you're playing that team. Like if they're all together, it's like, oh wow, if we mess with one of them, we're gonna get all of them. Yeah, but we don't have that.
No,
you got to church ball it every once in a while.
Yeah,
church ball. You know, like take it from hockey, man.
Hockey, rugby, whatever you want to do. But I do think maybe they'll get there. But I think that's an issue when it comes back to the mentality. And let's get to halftime. We went into halftime. How does it go?
Bop, bing bong.
Halftime.
That was the best halftime intro music.
So we go into halftime.
I was working on it.
1-1. Let's talk about orange slices. Talk about
I thought you were talking
pot roast.
Doobie-doobie-doo-wop.
Pop music.
Pop music.
Sorry, I thought we were gonna do a play there.
Talk about
pop music.
Talk about
London.
Okay, what are we doing?
Orange
slices.
Orange slices.
Okay, who earned it for you, Brennan?
Whole game, half game.
Yeah.
Either or.
Today you decide.
Honestly, I just gotta say Nelly. Like I've been on this dude's side ever since he first played for us. I mean, I just can't get enough of what kind of a player he is. He's just so impressive in all areas. I'm an Anelli lover.
Nice.
I'm gonna go with Gomez. I think still a lot to improve there, but Gomez has been a different player. He's found some confidence, and he's been taking players on.
Yeah,
but it kind of has. I think it goes back to what we're trying to do. Not we, but what is RSL trying to do? Are they trying to combine and play together, or are they asking players to go one-on-one? And I think Gomez is starting to play better, but he still tends to go one-on-one as opposed to maybe building up, which I would like to see. I hope that's what they're trying to do, have a little more combination play, not be so direct, and if there's not something there, take it back.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to see my teams possess the ball, dominate the ball, but still be dangerous. You can dominate the ball way too much and not be dangerous in the final third. And we aren't. I guess we're pretty dominating. I mean, the possession has been in our favor for a lot these games, but we got to find that final pass in the final third.
Yeah, and I think that shows up in the danger expected goals, right? Expected goals were
that so much.
No, it shows how dangerous we are. Like, were we just missing sitters, or were we just sucking at getting close? That's what I think it means. But expected goals was 1.3 for RSL, and Colorado was 1.6. They had 6 shots on target. You know, one was a penalty, of course. Stupid penalty.
They got close to getting more than just those 2 goals.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Beavers
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Beavers had a good game. I'm giving him my orange slice. I think he had a good game.
I think if McMath was in that place, we'd be far more critical of him. I think the fact that Beavers is, like a once in a while, I think we're a little bit lighter on his overall gameplay. He let a lot of balls get behind him. One of them went off the post this game, did it not?
No, he saved that one to the post.
Well, there was another one that was like this far from the post, going from left to right, and I don't know. I just feel like if it was McMath, it'd be like, whoa, he's a little iffy, you know. I mean,
on the second goal, maybe we'd say McMath should have got that.
Well, and I don't know. That's kind of harsh. It's kind of a bang play for me, and it's a volley from inside the 18. That's a defender's job to go block that. And
it does go hard.
Did you see Brody turn and kind of halfway
it slides right through him?
Yeah,
it wouldn't have got through here, but it got through Brody.
On. That to me is why that goal went in. It didn't have anything to do with the keeper, in my opinion. So I give it to Beavers.
All right, it's not too bad. It was kind of, I was really disappointed in how Luna, Crooks, and Gomez did not combine very well.
Yeah, Gomez still played well. I think he made more dynamic runs.
That way, where they're actually a part of something, because it feels like if I have my tree here, it feels like our tactics are these branches go up this way, or these branches go up this way. That's it. Like there's no crossing, there's no shifting, there's no, hey, I was on the right side, now I'm your let off, I'm going through here. You know, there's like when we played Miami and homeboy got that cross and he ran through right in between us and he got a beautiful through ball. We never see that. Yeah. And that's when I'm like, okay, so what level do we have to get to where we start seeing, you know, a thought process with these passes?
Yeah, I think Colorado played well enough that I don't think they did anything creative. They
destroyed a lot.
They destroyed a lot, and then they just
put pressure.
They stayed in front of us too, and they put a little pressure on, especially when Luna had the ball. But maybe there's a disconnect with you've got players like Crooks and Luna who want to combine, and you've got Gomez who just wants to route one straight down, direct, and he tears off and people are out of position. So no one's there when he sends the cross in. So, but I think we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, the one-man fast break and nobody ran.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
that was a sad moment. He actually got the cross across with, good defense overall by freaking Colorado. But you know, in the end, he gets the ball across and nobody made the back post run. So yeah, nothing happened. But.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, let's get into the second half.
That's what I was going to ask. Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I thought.
So is that good second
we need
half
to get
music?
that. We need to get that recorded.
All right. Yeah.
So it's a
we
quick,
gotta work
easy
on
button. Yeah.
Yeah. So we can hear it everywhere.
Yeah. You can find that as a ringtone on iTunes.
So
yeah.
Trying to remember. I thought RSL. Who came out better in the second half? RSL did have a few.
No, we had a couple good chances right off in the second half. Yeah.
But then Colorado just kind of built into the game. I thought the second goal for Colorado was coming. It felt like it to me
they've earned
at
it,
the game. It felt like it was coming, and they started to kind of dominate the game. RSL got frustrated, and they stopped doing what they fell into bad habits, and they just started lofting balls. I mean, they just totally abandoned the midfield. I was watching the game from the press box, and you look down there. There was no one in the center of the field, even before the second goal. And then after the second goal, there was nobody in the midfield. They weren't trying to possess the ball. It was Vera sending the ball in, trying to find somebody.
What was Crooks doing then? What was Crooks doing?
Both Vera and Silva made a run up the field, and it's like the midfield was like, all right, we'll cover you. Go ahead. Instead of trying to combine with them.
It was
crazy. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And I think that came down to mentality. They just lost it and weren't combining. They were frustrated, and everybody was trying. I think Pablo in the postgame mentioned it. This game was lost not on tactics but on mentality, and they just didn't play well. And which I think is an indictment on where they should be. They should, after 2 or 3 years with this master motivator, this shouldn't be happening.
They shouldn't be so fickle.
Yeah. But who am I?
Yeah, really, who are you?
Who am I to say anything like that? I just think it's kind of frustrating, and I think I would expect it to have them a little bit more mental fortitude.
Well, I was hoping that Julio did his magic, you know? He's the super sub. He's the guy who brings something out of nothing, you know? I mean, last year he had, 5 games in a row, it felt like, where he was making a decisive goal.
And then there were a couple times in the second half where our guys got absolutely smashed, right? Did you see the one where Chicho got stomped on from behind? The guy caught him mid-calf and raked him all the way down his foot. And the ref didn't card him or anything. And it could have been a red. Now, I think he was offside on the play, but that doesn't negate a dangerous tackle like that, right? If someone comes through you with their studs up, that's still a card. And that's, again, part of the immature refs, naive refs.
Inexperienced
refs.
Yeah, I think there was quite a few plays on both sides that
punk trash refs.
Everyone thought was a foul, and then they just played on. I think it went both ways. I can think of
until
one.
the end, until the last 8 minutes, and then it was all Colorado's fouls, and I think that really ticked the fans off because they started chanting the the ref you sucks chance. You know,
I've never heard that before. It's so creative. But I don't think the ref didn't have a great game. I'm not trying to defend him or anything.
Well, it sounds like this first part of this podcast you were.
No, he's totally defending
You know,
him. It's
you're
fine.
very like.
Well, I think it got the PK right. I'm just saying that
choppity.
I don't like to say the ref cost us a game because it didn't.
No.
The RSL lost this game because they lost the plot.
That was very British of you.
Yeah, thank you.
The plot?
They lost the
Have
plot.
you lost the plot?
And the
plot of us winning the game, that one?
Yeah, and Colorado got under their skin, and they played just like with no composure.
And I think the worst part of it was Crooks. No one was combining with him, whether he was finding them or not. They weren't finding him. I think too many times Luna and Gomez got caught on an island and they got double teamed, and Crooks was nowhere to be found. And that's
this is
his
his
inexperience
third game,
with the team.
Second game?
Right, that's what I'm saying. His inexperience with the team. And once they find that, then that gets fixed really quick. I don't think it's a really long, like, oh, our mentality sucked. I was like, I was in the wrong spot. I should have been up here. I was back there. Okay, next time. I got it next time. You know what I mean? I think it's little things like that ratcheted up make this game a 3-1 win for us.
So, fun question. Do you think if Ojeda was in, that we would have a different outcome? I mean, still given that, all this stuff happened, but if Ojeda were in instead of Kaliskan, is that how you say his name?
Yeah, Kaliskan.
And even if we had that, unfortunate handball, do you still think Colorado would have pulled out 2-1?
I think so. I'd like to think so. How about that?
That's
You'd
crazy.
like to think Colorado
I'd
would
like
win?
to think that Kaliskan subbing out and our boy coming in. Kaliskan doesn't make a difference going forward at all. I don't think he had one or two decisive passes. Again, I'm always harder on the new guys coming into the squad. I am.
Yeah.
Right? Prove yourself on the field in the game, right? Like, do it. And again, that's why maybe I'm a little hard on Crooks right now as well. But I don't think Kaliskan had what it took to go the full 90. And he did sub out, but maybe a little too late for me.
Maybe not having Ojeda made it harder for
Luna?
Crooks and Luna to combine.
Right.
I think he's the perfect set piece to orchestrate.
So we'll see if it changes. But I really, from the first game, Miami, that should have been the easiest game to come out with a positive mentality.
Yeah. Big stadium.
Big stadium, big
Lots
game.
of people, lots of traveling fans.
You're playing against the best player in the world, and no one is talking about you, and you come out flat on a pancake. And there's been other they picked it up a couple of games. LAFC, we thought, oh, man, this team.
Well, and I think we outplayed St. Louis for that whole game, even though we tied.
Yeah, I agree. I thought they were heading in the right direction, and this is just a step back. Hopefully it's not a big step back. But if teams know that all they got to do is, park the bus to keep the ball in front of them, and RSL can't figure out what to do, could be some more frustrating games before RSL figures out how to this new system to combine and become more dangerous.
Yeah, and I think wait until the 82nd minute to throw in Barajas.
What a waste of time.
Yeah, why are we...
I thought we had this figured out.
I just don't understand. So the
they
70th...
put in Julio in the 71st as the very first sub, and I thought it should have been 3 of them.
Why not?
fully agree with that.
Yeah.
I mean, 70th minute, you give our people, especially if we're changing the attack, the 70th minute is an absolute perfect time to send in some subs. If we're changing the attack. I mean, if we're switching to defense, hold off a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, actually hold off until the next game, please. But realistically, 82nd, 83rd.
But he subbed Crooks for Julio, and Julio didn't go play Crooks' position. Right?
Yeah, he was trying to do 2 up front.
I think they were trying to move Luna into the middle.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But
they put Julio wide.
And they just ignored it anyway. They just ignored the middle anyway.
Yeah, it didn't necessarily work, but maybe that was the idea of slide Julio to the outside, get Luna in the center. Again, didn't quite
You got to
work.
feel bad for Lawfulson, though. I mean, he subs in for a guy, and then he gets subbed out in the exact same game. Like, what are you doing? Like, come on, man. That's so rough on a guy.
Well, I think
man.
Kevin Cabral is a larger dude, and there probably was a defensive.
No, he's an attacker. Cabral, he was the guy playing up front at the end.
Well, maybe they were looking for the outlet.
Yeah, the outlet, long ball. Yeah, that's exactly what they were looking for. Because they subbed in Yappy, who is now our favorite player. Yep. Just ask Brian Vieira. He liked to kick him, and he liked to fall over, and the ref loved his falling over. So he called, I think, 6 fouls on.
Well, Vera earned a bunch of them. He was just teeing off on him. There was a couple of times where it was definitely a foul, and I had to.
Sure. No, I think he earned that, but there were a couple where he didn't foul him, and he fell over, and the ref just called it.
Well, Chicho gets those too.
Nope, not in this game.
Well, he doesn't get the call, but he falls over a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, I mean, like, Yappy's now the all-star?
Well, I thought you could tell Vera was just out there headhunting by the end of the game. He wasn't into the game.
At the very end, not at the...
Vera is a very good indicator on how the team is feeling.
I agree with that.
If
He
Vera,
wears his emotions on his sleeve.
absolutely, and he's just the only one that acts on it. Like, if Vera's upset, the team is sucking, right?
Yeah, he's pissed because he's playing his guts
Yeah,
out.
and it's like, that's what I would want to see. I want to see that side of emotion, but it's only Vera, and it's super annoying. Like, you're never going to see that, like, with any of our other players. I don't know. I'm really upset with him.
Well, even the yellow card in the 87th minute, right by the sideline, shoulder to shoulder, man.
That one,
He teed him up, but
it's an
that's what you
accumulation.
do.
Oh, is that the one where he sent him out of bounds?
Sent him flying out of
Yeah, that
bounds.
was a foul.
It was barely a foul
that
at
was a
most.
yellow.
Says
He
the center
won the
back from Hunter
ball.
High School.
He won the ball.
It's
The
not
other
about
guy-
winning the ball.
Doesn't matter.
No,
You can kick somebody in the forehead
no.
and win the ball.
Their guy didn't touch the ball. Their guy came flying in to try to win the ball. Our guy took his shoulder and stuck it on him and shoved him out of bounds like you're supposed to.
You know,
I thought it was clean. I didn't think
normally-
it was even a foul.
normally you can get away with studs up, racial slur.
No,
and,
come on.
And insulting his mother
No.
as long as you win the ball.
No,
If you win the ball, you can
know
get
I'm
away.
not that way, dude. He shoulder to shouldered him, and the guy wasn't close to the ball.
Well, I think
So I'm like, oh, okay, that's just a bad call. It's because their whole bench reacted like, hey, they pushed our guy.
that's all Vera was doing.
And
the
then the
last 6,
ref-
7 minutes was teeing off on
Then the
people.
ref gave him a yellow because everybody
I feel like you know that
reacted
this is
like that.
I feel like you know that it was a deserved yellow card.
I think that
It was accumulation.
it was if you did accumulation, fine. But on that one, like I don't even
Fine.
see the foul, right? Like he waited for him to get there so he could put his body on him, but he didn't. You know, they were like he extended his arm. It's a natural running position when someone runs into your shoulder. You don't put your shoulder and then you go like this. Yeah, to stabilize yourself, like it happens all the time. Anyway.
What was-
And then
what was
the ref
Lewis?
did a great job of killing off the game, though, after that. The ref called every foul, let no minute go into stoppage time, and the last 3 minutes of the game called 4 fouls and allowed 3 kicks of the ball. So I get that our fans were pissed at the end of this game for how it ended. The ref did not extend the game, even though the players were laying down on the field. And at one point, Vera even went over and tried to pick him up.
Yeah.
Like, get him back going.
Well, I mean, we dug our own grave. I mean,
Yeah.
if we're going to complain about the last 5 minutes, we did something wrong with the first 90.
Yep, exactly. No, and I totally agree with that.
But at the same time, it's super frustrating to be a fan. Because, like, to be a fan through that game, it's tough. It's very tough, especially since, I mean, Colorado's got a whole new makeup. You know, they're a brand new team in a sense. But that shows our weakness. If we can somehow beat LAFC and then turn around and lose to Colorado at home, our season is completely blown out of the water. There is no uniformity. There is no set okay, this is our level. This is what we're capable of. This is what we're going to bring every single game. It's a roll of the dice. What is Pablo? You know, what is he watching the day before a game before he decides to throw in a curveball and be like, you know what? Chang's going to be goalie. You know, like I had a dream that Chang couldn't let anything past him, and so now he's the goalie. So like it's one of those things where you know you don't see other teams moving so many important pieces, and we just don't have that ability. I mean, we have this tier of high level players which hasn't happened in so long. We just have these guys that are so high, and then we're going to still dabble like we did last year and throw in random players that are a significant difference in quality.
And I think that definitely showed in Caliscan. And Brody wasn't really exposed in this game, which I thought was great. But the center back pairing of Vera and Silva kind of got, I don't know, pushed around's not the right word. Ruffled, maybe?
Well, they're also
Ruffles have ridges.
Glad's speed helps out Vera so much.
Yeah.
And Silva doesn't have that speed.
No.
You got two very big guys that aren't very fast.
Right.
And then you have two skinny white dudes running as fast as they can. I don't see us being effective through the middle. And you saw
We
it.
can talk about Catranis came in. I wanted to bring up the subs. Last year, they did a much better job because we complained about it the season before with all of the late subs.
80th minutes, yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean,
And
we had
last year we
two late
subbed
subs.
earlier. And this last couple of games, we've had some really late subs. And I just, if you're trying to turn the game around, giving a kid 8 minutes,
Barajas, it's Luna all over again.
give him some time. Catranis looks like, from what I saw, he is.
We're gonna be so dangerous on the left side.
He's a tank, bro.
He's a tank.
Catranis and Vera right next to each other. They're not going down there.
He's going to be a presence there. At least,
That's
you know,
insane.
the glimpse that we saw. I would love to see him come in early. Maybe he just hasn't had the playing time. But I would expect him to start.
Is Oviedo okay?
Yeah. From all we know,
He's alive, right? He was
That's
on the
what
bench.
I'm saying, like,
We saw him
why are
there,
we
right?
throwing him away with the quality that he brought us all last season?
Well, it comes down to their new mantra, their new motto, winning through development. So
Okay,
I think
develop, but that
He's
doesn't.
developed.
We haven't won yet, so how can we develop
We got
and
one
win at
win.
the same?
That's the balance
Let's have
there.
it snow, and then have the California team play us, and then we can develop. No,
Yeah,
that
but
doesn't
let's not have a wind game. Let's delay it so it's a snow game.
oh my gosh, dude.
No, that's why I think we're in the same place we've been the last couple of seasons, starting over. And I'm fine with it, to be totally honest. Long season.
Right.
And I think
Play the long game.
we're going to be at
As a fan, play the long game.
Exactly where we finished the
53
last two
points.
seasons.
53 points.
Seventh place.
Sixth
But
place.
we will feel much
Fifth
better
place.
about it because they'll be playing some beautiful soccer, hopefully. Knock on wood. Touch wood.
Well, here's the interesting thing to me. Here are our next four opponents.
Oh, this is our new section of our podcast.
Where
yeah,
we look forward to.
Things that make Tyler
Opponents.
Thomas excited.
Okay, so we play in Vancouver, British Columbia. That's in
He
Canada.
gets excited about Canadians.
That's in Canada
Hey.
for y'all, eh?
Man, yeah.
And that one's on the 23rd. And then we come home to Sandy.
He loves coming home.
against City, the St. Louis version. And then we play Minnesota in St. Paul. That's on the 6th of April. And then we come home to Columbus. Now, what do all those teams have in common?
They're winning.
They have no losses. All four of them, right? I'm pretty sure there's no losses in those four teams.
So who do we got? Who's next?
So
Columbus.
Columbus,
is the-
no loss.
Yep. Minnesota,
Minnesota.
they're in the West. No losses. City. they almost
Vancouver,
lost
no
to
losses.
us.
Minnesota, no losses. St. Louis, no losses.
No losses. So
Yeah.
we can be the catalyst to bring losses to these four beautiful cities, or we might get our butts kicked the next four games. And, we kind of did that last season. We had the 6-goal stinker a couple years ago in New York. It should have been 7, right?
Oh, yeah, that would have been.
All right,
That
and
should have been.
we
so.
had the 4-0.
The career
with
ender.
St. Louis,
The career-ending game.
Yeah, like a lot of stuff. So hopefully this is a good streak for us and we start stepping up. But these teams are Minnesota's in first right now.
Well, I think the LAFC game probably got people a little too excited, and the Colorado game kind of brought people back down because those next 4 games, that's Minnesota's playing good, Vancouver's obviously playing good, all because of Domi and St. Louis.
Actually, he didn't play last game and they did real good. So
Well, he's coaching
right,
from the bench.
directing traffic.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
No, we wish him the best. We like teasing people.
What a hard worker, too.
Yeah, he's a good dude. We're just teasing.
Also, Colorado's now ahead of us in the standings. How do we feel about that?
But we are not in 9th place. 9th for soccer is the worst.
The kiss of death.
Yeah.
As long as we stay away from 9th.
Yeah.
That's where Houston's at right now.
Ooh, poor Brent.
Ache,
Poor Brentford.
ache.
So scores over the weekend. There was the CONCACAF, and MLS did not do well in some of the CONCACAF games. I think Columbus eliminated Houston,
Yep.
and then Pachuca eliminated
Oh, boy.
oh,
Philly?
6-0
I was
to
watching
Philly.
it.
What?
2-0, and Pachuca was just
That's Philly.
passing the crap out of them. That's a weird way to say that, but basically what they were doing is they were doing triangle passes, and Philly was chasing and kicking them. And I was like, why does our
Those guys are
MLS
like
team look
supporter
so
shield.
bad
They're-
right now? I know. They looked horrible. And they're one of those consistent teams that don't do that.
Yeah.
And they just got absolutely smashed.
And then Tigres took out Orlando. Orlando struggled this season. I watched them against their game yesterday.
Yeah,
They're
still
0-4.
They haven't come together.
Who do they have?
Oh, and 3. They've got
They have Ojeda, the other Ojeda.
Oh, yeah.
and they've got Duncan McGuire,
Yep.
the rookie from last year that almost went to
Almost made it to the
Blackburn or Middlesbrough.
one of those
Yeah, it was a-
tier championship
So
league.
they kind of messed up on him.
And then they messed it up because they didn't file in.
Oh, it was Atlanta or Orlando and Atlanta. I watched that game yesterday.
And
Brooks
Atlanta
Lennon got an
too.
assist with the Thomas or however you say his name. The guy from
Jackie
Georgia.
comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
Chris
Atlanta-
increase.
And then Miami knocked out Nashville 3-1 in the CONCACAF Champions Cup. And I don't know who. I think New England advanced.
Dude, they're not playing well either.
Alajuelense or maybe Alajuelense
Yeah, they barely tied those guys.
knocked them out.
That's the Costa Rican side, right?
I think these are 2 games, right?
Yeah, the
Home and away.
combined score. Yeah.
And then Monterrey took out Cincinnati 2-1.
You know, and that's sad because guess who scored the winning goal in that? Yep, the guy that was on Philly last year.
Or on Cincy,
Brandon
right?
Velasquez. He was on
from
Cincy.
from Cincy, and he knocked him out.
And he knocked him out because now he plays for Monterrey.
And then in Major League Soccer, Chicago beat Montreal in a crazy game.
Ooh, that last goal was insane.
4-3.
You kick it up in the air and the ball goes faster in
Somehow.
the wind. And then DC lost to Miami 3-1. Seattle, I watched one of their games, and they've got that new signing, De La Vega or something like that. That guy looks great, and then he got injured. He's going to be out 4 to 6 weeks.
Oh, man.
But
Such
he
a strange cat, too.
He looked good. But they tied Colorado. Colorado got a late goal. And Seabus dump trucked the Red Bull. NYCFC beat Toronto 2-1.
Atlanta and Philly.
Austin and Philly 2-2. FC Dallas, who is struggling.
Wah, wah, wah.
Where are they? Yeah, they're anybody that's below RSL right now.
It was 3-1.
Houston, LAFC, Dallas, Austin, Seattle, and San Jose all struggling. And Houston beat Portland, which is kind of surprised because Portland's been playing well. Kansas City beat San Jose. Minnesota beat LAFC 2-0.
Oh, jeez. Was it cold?
Nashville. I don't know if there was snow. Maybe there was snow.
I don't know.
I feel like
Don't they
just-
play inside now, Minnesota?
I would hope so.
I don't know.
And then Nashville 2-1 over Charlotte. And the Galaxy in St. Louis had a barn burner.
Whoa.
3-3. And I saw reports that could have been 5-5, 6-6. It just went back and forth. And then Sunday, New England lost to Cincy 2-1 in Atlanta. Game I watched 2-0. Brooks Lennon looked really good. Good.
How long has that guy
does.
been in the league?
He's getting about 6-8 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's up there.
he's been in there, and he's been.
He'd be a great right back to have.
Yeah, it's too bad him and Herrera didn't get along. Just kidding. I just made that up.
So, like we talked about, RSL's got a nice, tough stretch coming up, 4 games. going to really find out what kind of mentality they have, right?
Yeah.
See how they're ready for the challenges. And I'm sure they'll surprise us just like they did against LAFC. But is it time for
Across the pond.
the Come On Crawley update? Oh, my gosh. I feel bad
Why?
because I love Crawley so much. It's like, am I cheating on RSL?
Yeah.
But I decided that
is Crawley your secretary? Is that what it is?
my personal assistant.
Same thing.
No, Crawley's I think Crawley's more like a college team.
Oh, yeah.
So you got your pro team, you got your college team. But it's fun when they're having a good season.
Yeah.
Not like last year. Last year was terrible. But if we look at the standings, should we look at the
Oh,
standings?
they're in 9th place.
Ninth place.
Yeah, they had a great game today. They had a missed opportunity a little bit. They played Stockport, who's in 2nd place, sitting on 70 points. They were at 69. And Crawley, if Crawley would have won, they would have jumped up 2. They would have been 56 points.
7, 8,
9, carry the 3.
58 points. They
42
would have been
minus-
50.
Oh, I'm looking at goals for. That's why I'm all messed up. What?
Oh, okay, there we go.
Yeah, they would have
Yeah,
been up to
56.
58 and into 7th and in the playoff position.
Yeah, they don't get more goals if they would have won.
Yeah, so I was sorry. But they've been on a great run. If you look at it, they haven't. They've only lost once in the last 5, and I think only once in the last 7.
Nice.
They beat.
Mansfield down?
They beat.
Wrexham.
They beat 2 Stockport.
Derp, derp, derp.
They tied Stockport today, and then they beat Notts County, whose Notts County is just plummeting. They're at
Weren't they, like last year, they were insane, right?
Yeah, them and Wrexham both beat the League One.
Yeah,
record or whatever
they
that was.
started the season. They were way at the top.
Yeah.
And they've just been dropping like a rock, but they're not going anywhere.
They
And
don't
then
wanna
they
be under
beat
stupid.
both those games. They went down 1-0 to Notts County and came back 2-1. They went down 1-0 to Harrogate Town and stormed back with 2 goals. And so Crawley's been playing really well. So there's 9 games left. They play Tranmere and Doncaster, who are below them in the table. They got to pick up some good points there. And Newport. The next 3 games are teams below them. So those are critical games. And then they've got Mansfield in 1st place, Wrexham in 2nd place or 3rd place. And those will be tough. And they played, like I said, Stockport was in 2nd place.
Tell us about that Wrexham team.
Yeah, they're doing all right.
Yeah, they've got...
Is 3 good?
Do they have American owners?
He's number 3, right?
Wrexham?
Is that a little bit higher than 9?
Sorry, am I
Yeah,
saying
for
that
now,
wrong?
for now.
Wrexham.
Oh, okay.
Wrexham.
Wait a second. That says 67 points?
Yeah, they're doing
How
fine.
many games do you have to... What's 67 minus 56? So how many games do you have to win to
How many
catch?
goals do you have to score to get 67 points?
They got to win like
That's
4.
4? But, I mean, they still have to play games too, so
Yeah.
that's tough.
Crawley's not going to 6th or 7th. They might, if they go on a run, because
could get in the
Grimsby,
playoff.
Can they run into the next league?
Sutton, and Colchester, 3 of their last 4 games, are all down at the bottom.
Ooh.
Grimsby, Colchester, and where is Grimsby? They're right there.
Are they
So
fighting
those-
for relegation?
Yeah, those are big games there.
Because you want to play the middle of the pack teams where it doesn't matter if they win or not.
Yeah, because by
Right.
then these guys will be fighting, but they are down there. So it's been a lot of fun. They have
Well, they have,
If
how
you
many
are-
games left?
9.
9 games left.
So they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yep, that's how you
Oh.
get to 9. Is
We lost to
Count for nine.
Tranmere. That's what it was.
Yeah,
on the 16th.
Wrexham.
Yeah.
You mean Wrexham?
Wrexham.
You Deadpool. But right now, the top 3 teams that are automatically promoted would be Mansfield, because I think Crawley plays Mansfield.
It's always sunny in Mansfield.
Who's the team that doesn't even, they don't even really have, a stadium and all that? Oh. Their coach is always,
You've
swearing.
been watching Wrexham?
No.
Because there was a whole, part of the Wrexham one about them, right? They've
Oh,
come
really?
up 10 leagues in
Yeah, that team.
14 years or
What
something.
team was that?
I don't know. I think they're in this league this year. Maybe
Yeah,
that was last year.
I'm pretty sure they're in League 2. But the coach always comes on my feed when I'm watching like YouTube reels.
Oh, really?
Because he's so funny.
and-
Yeah, he gets on refs and stuff, and like
He's the guy that like dressed up when he got kicked out. He was serving a red card suspension, and he just dressed funky and still went to the game.
Yeah. That was totally him.
Okay.
I can't remember what team it was. Dang it.
I don't
But he
remember
does
either.
like they've come from nowhere. Like they came from like the very
Yeah, they started as a pub team, right?
Yeah,
The
like
boys
a s-
going playing soccer after the pub.
Well, Crawley has played really well. They play a beautiful style. I think they play how RSL wants to play.
There's
They
no way.
combine, they outpossess almost every game, and they do struggle at times to find that final pass because there are players like Khalidi Lolos, who scored the game time goal today. Last year, 2 divisions down.
Oh wow.
I think he came from the National League South or North. That would be the 2 divisions down.
Nice.
So yeah, they picked up some good players that other teams weren't playing, or they came from lower divisions, and they've just gelled. And Scott Lindsay is just an amazing coach.
Well,
What about your guys? Oh, I guess you guys clopped the Jurgen yesterday.
Oh yeah, we did.
What?
I saw
That
that.
was impressive.
Like what the? Huh?
They clopped the
Yeah,
Jurgen.
we
I
beat
don't know what that
Liverpool.
means.
So now we're in the semis.
Yeah,
Oh,
they.
yeah.
I didn't see the highlights.
What
I just it was you
Oh, it's
So-
a cup game though, right?
FA Cup.
Yeah, FA Cup. So we're going to the
okay.
semifinals. I think it was 2-1 or 3-2. I can't remember.
But didn't they score? Both of them score in stoppage time.
Um,
It was 4-3. I think Liverpool went up 3-2, and then Manchester
oh yeah. So it was 3-2.
4-3. Look at the
Yeah. So Diallo. No. He got a red card. So they score in the 105th.
Oh, and he pulled off his jersey.
Yeah, he forgot that he had a yellow,
Oh.
and so when he made the game-winning goal, he took off his jersey and he ended up getting a second yellow.
Oh, dude.
But dude, Scott McTominay, such a good
McTominay.
like he has come clutch for Man U this entire year. Like he's scored goals when he shouldn't have. And finally, homeboy Anthony scored, and he scored with his right foot. Imagine that.
What?
Yeah. And overall, it was a very surprising game, realistically.
Liverpool is up 2-0. They scored 2 goals in the first half, and well, I guess they were
No, it was
2-1 because McTominay scored in the 10th, and then Anthony in the 87th, and then Liverpool went ahead in the 105th, and then 2 goals, one in the 112th, one in the 120th by a man.
Rashford and Arnold.
And who passed it? I can't remember. Somebody passed it to Marcus Rashford, and it was just beautiful. Like in stride, didn't even have to adjust his stride and shoots it. It was so good. But yeah, we still suck.
And that's the FA Cup, right? Who's still left in that? Anybody I know besides Man U?
How did Coventry do?
They still in?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, looks like they are.
FA Cup.
Oh, I know that's the FA Cup.
Man City's still in. Cheater.
Oh yeah, Coventry beat the
Oh
Wolves.
yeah, Leicester lost to Chelsea, right? Chelsea's still in.
So it looks like. Do they have any?
Coventry beat Wolves.
Chelsea beat Leicester.
I think we're playing Coventry next.
That's interesting that they made such a good run. Yeah. Anyway, ready to talk Arsenal and Champions League and games that really matter?
Oh, Coventry against Man U,
Mm-hmm.
Man City, Chelsea. Those are the
Yeah.
semifinals. And Coventry's
Anyone
in
but
the
Man
Premier.
City.
Coventry's in the championship, right?
Yep,
Imagine Chelsea actually pull something off. That'd be insane.
that'd be great.
Yeah, I'm Chelsea Coventry final. Let's go. Let's
Also, did you see Chelsea's apparent third kit or whatever?
The purple one?
No, it's got like in the jersey, it's got the white Nike sign that's like super large, and it's like integrated into the design of the jersey. It looks
Really?
so sick.
Wow, that's cool.
Let's see.
And it's Chelsea's third kit?
I think
Or the FA Cup kit?
or something. It was. Oh crap! I knew I should have saved it.
I knew you should have saved it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I think it's cool when they play with cool cup kits, right?
Go down.
Arsenal played with a cool one, too, till they got eliminated.
Maybe it's next year's. I don't know.
But they're not eliminated from the Champions League. The champions. And to be fair to Porto did play pretty hard. And they did a good job of kind of knocking around Arsenal and getting them off their game. Kind of like what our boys Colorado did to us. Kind of sad. But in the end, David Raya, who I didn't see being the hero, saved 2 penalties. And so Arsenal went through on penalties, 4-2.
Nice. And looking at the EPL table,
Guess who's on top?
the Gunners.
The Gunners.
And they're on top
Come on,
because
you
of
Gunners.
goal differential, Tyler's favorite.
Yay, goal differential.
They've got 7 goals up on Liverpool.
Yeah.
It's two teams of 64. And down at the bottom, you got Arsenal, Liverpool,
Man
City.
City's at 63. I mean, they're
Villa.
still right there. So
Yeah, it's going to come down to the wire.
Yeah.
Aston Villa, 56. And then Tottenham, who totally got run off the pitch by Aston Villa. Was it Aston Villa?
No, it was our boy Jedi Robinson from Fulham.
Oh, yeah, Fulham.
Jedi started it all, dude. He got
Alicia
the first
was
assist.
grumpy.
He was working
She
them,
was
dude.
mad. She hates it when Tottenham loses.
Dude, I love it when Jedi plays well.
Then down at the bottom, oh my gosh, Luton Town has popped up out of.
Oh, and
Did Nottingham Forest get a penalty today?
They did. They got 4 points taken away
okay,
from
that's
them
what I
today.
thought.
That's why
Well, I
they're
heard
in the
it was
relegation.
coming.
Did
but
Everton get any? Because Everton and
I
Nottingham
didn't
Forest
see.
were charged.
Everton have already taken their penalty.
They got a
They're
second
minus 10.
They got charged again, though.
Another one?
Yeah, I think they got the charge the same day as Nottingham Forest did.
Because they have 8 wins and they're sitting on 25 points. So that math doesn't add up.
Yeah, they got docked earlier this season. But yeah, Luton Town, they've struggled. They played really well. They got a tying goal at the end.
It'd be so funny if Nottingham Forest gets bailed out and Luton is still in.
I'm waiting for the Man City to get their penalty. Come on.
Man, I
Yeah.
think
give
they're going to
Man
be too
City the
scared to.
penalty.
Well, it's going to
They
be too
won't.
heavy. It's going to be too heavy of a penalty for them to realistically
We're gonna
throw it out there.
We're
And
gonna
especially one
dock
season.
them
They'll figure it out.
55 points.
Do you know what I would love what they do?
That'd be
Is
hilarious.
they start with negative points every season for a certain amount of time. Do you know what I'm saying? Like they start with
But that punishes the guys going forward. I think it has. I mean, it happened in the past. It should punish the most current team the most. I think that's my bias.
Yeah. I think that what they'll do is they'll figure out a way to punish Man City enough to where they finish 17th.
Yeah, that's
And they
what
won't get
they'll do.
relegated.
Yeah,
That's what they'll do.
and they have to sell Erling Haaland.
so they're gonna wait until like the end, like
Yeah.
the finals, and they're gonna be like, oh, here's your.
Oh, by the way, we
We find you 47 points.
and oh, look at that. You finished 17th.
17. Here's the math on that. It's complicated. There's equations.
Anyway,
We
There it
done?
is.
We out of this?
are done.
Is that a long enough
what
podcast?
about the U.S. though? We forgot about the U.S. They're coming up on Jamaica on March 21st, and then they're coming up on Canada. No, Costa Rica. No. Anyway, it's the CONCACAF Nations League, so we should win this, but you never know. Mexico might just do it, and every now and then Panama or Costa Rica. That's all.
All right.
Be prepared. It's starting
So-
to come out.
Thank you for listening. Follow us wherever you find us on all the social medias. You know, if you like Spotify.
Wherever you find us.
Well, some people like Spotify. Some people like Apple
No,
Podcasts.
that's
Some
good.
people like YouTube.
You know,
Yo, thanks for listening.
Tell your friend-
because I'm not sure I would have understood.
tell your mother I love her.
Say hello to your mother for me. For us.
Oh, and also this episode has been brought to you by Ghost Pickle. If you don't know how to pickle a paddle, we'll get you a paddle at Ghost Pickle.
Yeah, absolutely.
Our boy Brandon.
Say hello to Brandon for us.
Beautiful.
All right. Thanks for listening.
Toodles.
We hope you have enjoyed this episode of the RSL Random Fan Podcast. Join Brandt, Tyler, and Brennan every week wherever you get your podcasts. Share with your soccer-loving friends, download, subscribe, rate, and follow. You can find them on Twitter at RSL Random Fan and at RSL Random Fan Podcast on Facebook and Instagram. You can also reach out via email at rslrandomfanpodcast@yahoo.com. Thank you for listening.